here's your host, Ronnie Reno.
It's a little too heavy, honey, for my size, honey, for my size. Roll on, buddy, pull a load of coal. Honey, how can I roll when the wheels won't go? I'll play one. To Harlem.
It is.
It's a long way to Hazard, just to get a little brew, just to get a little brew. Roll on, buddy, pull a load of coal. How can I roll when the wheels won't go?
Now play with it.
One hammer that's in this tunnel that can ring like mine, that can ring like mine. Rings like silver and it shines like gold. Lord, it rings like silver and it shines like gold.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Good, Carl.
Thank you.
Welcome, everyone, to Reno's Old Time Music Festival. And I'll tell you what, today we've got some surprises for you. We have Carl Jackson and friends, and Mr. Carl Jackson. Welcome, Carl.
Thank you, man. Good to be here, Ron.
Nice to have you on this show. We're going to do something a little different today, and you brought some of your songwriting buddies along with you.
Some of the best songwriters I know and some of the best friends I got.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Well, we're going to show off their talents and your talents as the show goes along, and we'll talk about them. But first I want to talk a little bit about Carl Jackson.
All right, we can try that.
Yeah, we can. We can talk a lot about Carl Jackson. We go back, Carl, I remember you years and years ago as a young boy playing the banjo with Jim and Jesse. And talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, I started with Jim and Jesse when I was about 14 years old.
I knew you was.
That was an eye-opening experience for us.
Well, sure it was.
So much fun. Couldn't have asked to work with better
Oh,
guys in
no.
the world. Just wonderful people, and it was a great learning
Well,
experience for me.
it's two of the people that a dad would probably let a 14-year-old boy out with, is people like Jim and Jesse McReynolds.
Yeah. My mom and dad felt, I mean, you know, they missed me, and I missed them, believe me. I remember the first trip was about 2 weeks, and
Right.
man, was I homesick.
Oh, I'm sure at 14.
Yeah, but it was great. They were really fine people.
Oh, for sure. Well, you went from Jim and Jesse, you went from Bluegrass to, I mean, in a hurry, to the Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour.
Yeah, it was a fairly quick transition.
Oh, my
I went
gosh,
with I was with Jim and Jesse, and I played with the Sullivan family, just guitar for the Sullivan family for a short time, and then Jimmy Goodrow, Keith Whitley, myself, and Bill Rollins formed the Country Store, and that lasted about a week till Glenn Campbell came to town.
Oh, well, yeah.
And
Well, now, how did Glenn find you with Jim and Jesse?
well, like I say, I was with Keith and Jimmy at the time, the Country Store, and we had just formed the band. I went to the Ohio State Fair. Keith and I were big fans of Glenn Campbell.
Oh, sure.
We went out to see him, and just by chance ran into Larry McNeely.
Oh, yeah.
Who was playing banjo with Glenn. And Larry said, "Man, why don't you come by tomorrow and let's pick some?" And I said, "Okay, that's great.
You bet.
Great by me." And I did, and I noticed he was letting me do most of the playing. And he said, he just looked over at me and said, "Would you like to have this job?"
Wow.
I said, "Well, man,
Yeah.
yes, I would.
think
Yes,
I'll
as a matter of
take
fact, I
this.
would. I mean, people they wrote in my annual when I was in school, you know, I'll see you on Glenn Campbell one day."
My gosh,
And it was like a dream come true. He took me to Glenn, and Glenn hired me that day. Larry just wanted to get off the road.
Yeah,
And he'd been looking for somebody, and he said, "You're it." And Glenn said, "You're it if you want it." And I went, "Oh,
Wow.
okay, great."
Well, you did some great things with that. You have come so far. Carl, you went from there, and you've come to Nashville now, and you're doing so much. I think you just got back from doing a thing with the trio, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been working on the new trio album.
Yeah, you do all kinds of stuff with Emmylou Harris and everything.
A lot of work with Emmy. She's
Well, you're such a great player.
Well, I appreciate that.
But
very
let's
much.
get into the songwriting, because my gosh, congratulations on your songwriting.
Thank you.
Tell everybody a little bit of your success. I want them to hear some of the things you're writing.
Well, my first chart success really was a song for Glenn Campbell called "Letter to Home."
Right.
It was back in '84. And then I had a song for Wild Rose called "Breaking New Ground." Also, the Seldom Sing
it
cut
broke them, yeah.
It broke a little ground for them,
Yes, sir.
and for me and Jerry Salley.
Yeah.
And Pam Tillis had a song called "Put Yourself in My Place," and I just was lucky enough to have R&R's #1 song of the year this past year for "No Future in the Past," Vince Gill.
Congratulations. That's got to be a thrill. I mean, to hear somebody like Vince Gill sing one of your songs has got to be an incredible feeling.
Can't be done any better.
I know
it's
well, let's
ultimate.
tell everybody who your friends that are with us today.
I've got Larry Cordle, of course, of
for
Larry
sure.
Cordle, Glenn Duncan, and Lonesome Standard Time.
Right.
Larry's had a ton of hit records. And,
Oh, yeah.
Jim Rushing, my dear friend, and another just, I think, is best songwriter I know. He's just, and all the guys would say that.
Yeah.
And Jerry Salley.
Oh, yeah.
So we co-wrote
Wow.
Breaking New Ground. And it's not what you know, it's
what
who
a
you
bunch
know.
of songwriters. I tell you what, the Reno's Old Time Music Festival's not going to know what to do with all that kind of talent. But we're going to get y'all to do a medley.
Yeah.
A bunch of your all the hits and things like that, and I know they're going to enjoy these tremendously. Tell you what, Carl, I appreciate you coming by and bringing all your friends with you.
I'm loving it. I appreciate it.
And
Appreciate you
me
having
and Dale and Don Wayne are just tickled to have you.
Well, we're glad to be here.
Well, I'm going to let you go get with a bunch of good songwriters, and
Right.
we'll see you in a little bit.
It'll
then.
be fun.
All right.
All right.
Would you make welcome doing? I can't even think of all of the titles of these songs. Anyway, Carl Jackson and Friends.
When you hear them old sad songs, do you hang on every word? Do you swear a crying fiddle is the sweetest sound on earth? Do you shudder at the music of a hoot owl in the pine? you're on lonesome standard time. If you shudder at the music of who down in the pines, you're on lonesome standard time.
He says I got Shanghai in Vegas by a painted woman, hog-tied by a hooker in Ohio. He says I got derailed by a dancer down in Dallas. Lord, he said the women gonna be the death of me, but what a way to go. He said the women gonna be the death of me, but what a way to go.
I fell in the water that you walked on, up to my heart in misery. I can't believe you're gone. I thought that you could do no wrong, till I fell in the water that you walked on.
Dear Mama, can you still find the dipper in the stars? Do the roads still go for hours without cars? Does the frost still shine cold mornings on the grass outside the door? Just like before, tell me more. Is Sis still planning marriage sometime soon? Can you still reach out and almost touch the moon? Do the old songs still ring out through the hills for days and days? Love always.
No, I ain't forgot how I was raised, but I'm living way too fast. It's a roller coaster ride, up and down. They say that my new record is headed for the top. I should be happy, but somehow I'm not. Sometimes I think the devil has got me right to sleep. Oh, Mama, don't forget to pray for me. Oh, Mama, don't forget to pray for me. Cajun moon, nugget of gold, river of light on the bayou. You're just like rain to a loving blue soul. Shine on me, whoa, Cajun moon. There's a lonesome fool waiting on each end of the line. There's a measure of blame on both sides. Until each heart is willing, there's no hope at all. 'Cause love builds the bridges, but pride builds the wall. Lonesome dove, we're not that different. You sing a sad song, but you're not alone. You've been forever forsaken by the one that you love. And I know how you feel, lonesome dove. Highway 40 blue. I won't hold both my shoes. I've counted the days since I've been gone. I'd love to see the lights of home. Wasted time and money too. Squandered youth in search of truth. But in the end I had to lose. Lord above paid my dues up in Highway 40 blue.
Represents a hard hat, gun rack, taking back, overtaxed flag, waving, fun-loving crowd. Their heart is in their music, and they love to play it loud. No forms or no applications, no red tape administration. It's the American Honky Tonk Bar Association. Join the American Honky Tonk Bar Association.
Well, you told me when we met your love would last forevermore. So it caught me by surprise when you up and walked right out the door. I've been suffering through this dry spell with no relief in sight, while you're sowing oats with another man and a raising cane all night. And the only way I'll make it through this drought is by breaking new ground. Yeah, the only thing you left when you left me was no choice. I wanna plant my love in another field with no rocks beneath the soil. And it's high time I was leaving this old town and start breaking new ground. I still remember when my arms once held her. How long do old memories last? Why can't I forget it? Why can't I admit it? There ain't no future in the past. Why can't I forget it? Why can't I admit it? There ain't no future in the past.
Let's pick a little bit of that Banjo Signal. What about
Keep it under 80, guys.
Yeah, we're down in that speed zone. Okay.
What a special treat this week on Reno's Old Time Music Festival to have Carl Jackson and friends. Carl, great performance.
Thank you very much. Thank
We're
you for having us.
thrilled to have you. I'd like to introduce friends if I could.
Please do.
Okay.
Please do.
Right over here we have Jerry Sally, Jim Rushin, of course Carl Jackson, and Brother Larry Cordle. Guys, thank y'all for just a beautiful job. I'll tell you what, we might as well go on out this week with a little Flat and Scruggs thing. How about a little Head Over Heels in Love with You?
I just got to forget you if I can. I'm feeling so blue, I don't know what to do.
Because of
Head over heels in love with you.
Well, every day it's sad and lonely. I've been thinking of you. Well, I just can't sleep when I let down.
I'm feeling so blue, I don't know what to do.
because of
Head over heels in love with you. Well, I'd like to be forgiven, but this life ain't worth living if I have to sit and worry over you. I'm feeling so blue, I don't know what to do.
because of
Head over heels in love with you. I'm feeling so blue, I don't know what to do.
because of
Head over heels in love with you.
All right. That's good. That's a fine, Carl. Thank you, brother.
Mercy. Shoot that thing.